brief tangent about Pharisees because I think they're often misunderstood. He like made a compilation of all these Christian pastors using Pharisee as a synonym for whatever they don't like
Yeah,
someone
bad.
doing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, whether it's self-righteousness, whether
Sure.
it's legalism, whether it's something completely different. It's like conservative pastors calling liberal pastors Pharisees, liberal pastors calling conservative pastors Pharisees. It's just become an
Well, I've
insult.
never heard that,
No,
but
yeah. A Pharisee was a very specific group of people in the first century. They were the group that was encouraging communities to turn back to God, to Yahweh, to maintain faithfulness so that God could restore Israel and bring his kingdom. They had a very similar mission to Jesus. They had probably the most similar theology to Jesus of any of the Jewish sects or groups. You find Jesus in conflict with the Pharisees, I think, so much because they're almost on board with everything he's saying except for like one or two things. And the other thing is, I think it's important to say not all Pharisees were against Jesus. It's not like there was this uniform group called the Pharisees and there was Jesus and he was battling it out with them. Jesus had followers that were Pharisees, quite a few of them. Paul was one of them. I think sometimes people think Paul was a Pharisee and then he converted to Christianity and left that behind or something. But Paul actually calls himself, he's like, oh yeah, I'm a Pharisee follower of Jesus. And he doesn't think that's a negative thing. He's like, that's my job. And Pharisees were loved by the community most often because they took the Torah, they tried to explain the wisdom and tried to make it accessible to people. But there's a lot of tension because there is a group of Pharisees that interpret Torah differently that are always trying to get Jesus in trouble. But I think it's important to clarify it's not Jesus versus the Pharisees. It's this some group of some Pharisees versus what Jesus is doing.